Hey everybody, I'm Shane Ireland, and I'm here today to talk about estate pipes. What is an estate pipe? Simply put, an estate pipe is a second-hand pipe. That can either be one that has been previously smoked and loved and enjoyed, or one that has not been smoked but belonged to a collector privately and that has come back and is now available for sale on the secondary market. Estate pipes are a big part of what we do at smokingpipes.com, and I think they're particularly useful and special for a lot of reasons for collectors and for smokers. So, as a pipe collector myself, I've been in this game, pretty close to 18 years, and estate pipes have played a key role in my collecting journey. There's a few reasons for this. One, are you looking for something that is no longer in production? An old vintage brand that has been sadly not making pipes for maybe possibly decades at this point? Are you looking for something rare and collectible? Are you looking for a high-grade pipe by a maker who is no longer with us? These are all really great reasons to consider estate pipes. Furthermore, on my personal pipe collecting journey, estate pipes often offered a value proposition for me where I was able to try things like hand-cut stems by buying gently used Dunhill pipes that were perhaps vintage as well. So it's a lot of fun. Frankly, some things just cannot be had if not for the secondhand market and the estate market. And Smoking Pipes, when I was just a customer, was a reliable source for these pipes because not only were they the best market prices and the best selection of estate pipes available anywhere in the world, but I could trust that they were lovingly restored and refurbished. Where do estate pipes come from? Well, in my explanation of what they are, I noted that they are second-hand pipes, whether they have been smoked and loved or whether they have been preserved as unsmoked pipes. If they belong to a private collector and then they were reacquired by a retailer, they are technically estate pipes. At Smoking Pipes, what we do is we offer different rates for trade credit towards products that we have in stock or cash, straight up cold hard cash. So what you would do as a customer, if you had estate pipes that you were interested in trading or getting cash for, is you would send them in to us. They would be carefully appraised by our experts, assigned a retail value, and then you would be made an offer either in trade credit, which is typically higher, or cash, which is typically a little bit lower for those pipes. You can choose to accept that offer. You can choose to accept the offer for some of the pipes that you sent in and have the rest returned to you. We're super flexible. We do this all the time. The pipes are in good hands. We use 25 years of our data and expertise to assign a careful appraisal value to each estate pipe that comes across our desks. It's a great way to propel your collection forward or just to raise some cash. So while it's totally possible to find an estate pipe at a flea market, on eBay, or any of these sorts of places, what you don't get when you buy them from those sources is the refurbishment and the cleaning of the pipe, any restoration, any kind of repair work. So yes, there's some good deals to be had out there, but they typically involve either doing a lot of work yourself or sending out these pipes to be cleaned by a professional. When you buy an estate pipe from Smoking Pipes, whether it's unsmoked or smoked, it has gone through an entire refurbishment process to our exacting standards and using our in-house expertise that we've built on over the last 25 years. An unsmoked estate pipe goes through a more simple refurbishment. Typically, this is aesthetic. You're talking about polishing, making sure there's no oxidization or discoloring on the stem if it's a vulcanite stem. Just little touch-ups that make the pipe as brand new as possible. A smoked pipe, on the other hand, could be in varying degrees of having been well loved, and that might require a little bit more elbow grease and a little bit more work. I want to talk a little bit about our process there. When we're refurbishing pipes here at Smoking Pipes, our goal is to get them as close to new as possible without compromising any of the original characteristics of the pipe. So that is not limited to polishing and the sort of aesthetic restoration techniques here. This also accounts for the pipe's internals. The chamber is reamed carefully, the shank is cleaned out carefully, no detail is spared, and what we're trying to do, like I said, is to preserve the original pipe's characteristics and traits as best we can while providing the highest level of cleanliness and refurbishment possible. Our restoration experts start the refurbishment process from the inside out. That means removing any buildup, cake, and carbonizing in the chamber, carefully reaming that out by hand. Same thing goes for the shank. We want to make sure that the shank is clear of any debris and as close to factory fresh as possible. This is all work that is painstaking, time-consuming, and really, if you're doing it right, it only should be done by hand. Using machines to speed up this process risks damaging the pipe and risks changing the characteristics of the pipe. Once our restoration team is done with the internals of the pipe, they then focus on the outside. This is a multi-step process that varies by finish and varies by pipe that involves refurbishing and possibly removing any oxidization or gunk on the stem. And then the bowl itself, like I said, depending on the finish of the pipe, goes through a multi-step process of being revived through various buffing and polishing practices. Finally, and if necessary, our skilled restoration team is also adept at many minor repairs. This could be as simple as removing small tooth marks or a little bit of rim charring, fixing or resetting a broken tenon, stabilizing or repairing an accent, all sorts of minor things like that that do not affect the functionality of the pipe, but that will bring the pipe back to life. Perhaps most importantly, once the refurbishment is complete, we carefully review each pipe and add a condition statement. This is something that's visible on the website when you're looking at a listing for an estate pipe on Smoking Pipes, and it's a way for us to be completely transparent about what you're buying. It will note any remaining issues that are still present after the refurbishment, plus any maybe applicable repairs. We're very passionate about estate pipes here at Smoking Pipes. Not only is it a way to preserve a part of pipe making history, it's a way for collectors to, like I said, find things that they otherwise can't get their hands on. It's a way to level up your collection if you're really trying to figure out what else is out there and what your tastes are. And it's just a great way to make this hobby and this collecting fun and engaging. If you're interested in browsing our selection of estate pipes on smokingpipes.com, please, everything is organized by country. You never know what you're going to find. The hunt is the fun part of all of this. And if you have some estate pipes that you're looking to see what they're worth and what you might be able to trade them in for, please send them our way.